So let's look at Shavyfxhub AUD card. So looking at the structure on a monthly time frame, and at the same time, AUD card interest rate differential and bond yield spread for the month of May, especially from data closing of Friday market. It creates a favorable environment for carry traders, borrow from low yielding to invest in a high yielding card. The interest rate differential shows that it favors carry traders in holding Australian dollar, borrow from Canadian Bank of Canada (BOC), and invest in Reserve Bank of Australia. The interest rate differential is something every trader must know, as this creates a whole lot of interest in currency, and in turn, it strengthens the currency. And we can see here, price have created a symmetrical triangle. Henceforth, we want to be including chart patterns. This is a symmetrical triangle. Symmetrical. A symmetrical triangle on a monthly time frame. And on a critical perspective, we'll see that AUD card is bearish. And you don't need to be told. When you look at the structure, you will see how prices have dropped since 2011. It has been on a downward spiral. The pair has been bearish. But lately, we have seen strong sustenance. The RBA cash rate is 3.85, cut by 25 basis points on May 20th, where Bank of Canada overnight rate is 2.75, held steady since April. The differential is 1.1 in favor of AUD, reflecting Australia's higher borrowing cost despite recent easing. So carry traders will tilt towards Australian dollar. And another thing we want to look at is the 10-year bond yield. 10-year bond yield is a preferred matrix. It's a preferred matrix. I know there are other longer bonds, but I prefer 10-year bond yield to 2-year bond yield and to 30-year bond yield. The 10-year bond yield reflects economic strength, economic resilience, and possible inflation data tip-off for investors. And it gives a clear mirror into state of the economy, and I prefer it. So lately, we've been looking at a 10-year bond yield. The 10-year bond yield for Australia, as at when I looked it, as at May 23rd, is 4.39, and Canada is 3.35. The spread is still 1.0, reinforcing AUD yield advantage. So in terms of yield advantage, AUD has a better yield advantage than Canada. So it makes sense to borrow money from Bank of Canada to go and invest it in Australia. So you take from BOC and give to RBA, rub it up paper. That is what it is. So for carry traders, it involves, they want to do this thing for benefit. Most of them are hedge fund managers, and they are well experienced as bankers. And these things are secrets that if you never worked in the bank or didn't have a formal knowledge on currency swap, you're not going to know about how these rich guys keep staying rich and spending money without doing nothing. So the positive rate spread, such as borrowing in card, that is the lower rate, and investing in AUD, higher rate, yield at 1.1, annualized return from the interest rate differential alone. So you look at the bond yield incentive, the 1.1 bond yield spread amplifies return for fixed income investors holding Australian government debt instead of holding that of Canada because of the interest rate. So the differential is 1.1. So it makes sense to hold Australian debt than to hold Canadian debt. That is what it means. And you have seen that on that interest rate differential footnote, you have seen that resilience. For every time, look at what happened here. When price returned here to the bottom, it bought back. Here becomes your demand floor, a psychological demand floor. This is a psychological demand floor. And this is a psychological supply roof. This is a descending trend line, DTL. This is an ascending trend line, ATL. These are SR slash ROS. Support becomes resistance on break of structure, and resistance becomes support on break of structure. And this is your ROS slash SR. Resistance becomes support on break of structure, and the support becomes a resistance on break of structure, vice versa. So whichever way you look at it, depending on what the currency do. So whichever way they want to swap, they swap from demand to supply. We know what to do. We know exactly what to do. We aren't here for play. So it's one thing, and it's doing everything we want it to do. So whichever way currency play, we'll leverage on it, whichever direction it moves. So we've got a chart pattern, a symmetrical triangle, and now we've updated the floor with a very quick rejection. And let's look at let's put on a line chart to see if we got. I would like to use 2020 price action. I'm trying to see if we have a breakout from CAD. As this is a monthly time frame. Very difficult to trade on a monthly time frame, but you can see that rejection. On technical, a lot of traders didn't know about monthly chart. And moving forward from here, I will include our charts to accommodate monthly chart. The reason is because if you're not on monthly chart, there's no way you can get this ascending trend line ATL. There's no way you're going to get it. So let's quickly look at the weekly on the same chart. Now we'll have a beautiful monthly chart, well respected, giving us areas of price action the way it should. And you can see it evident on the weekly. Then the next thing we want to see is if there are trend breakouts. We're looking for trend breakouts, we're looking for breakout structure, and we're looking for retest. So we're looking for three things. I want to look out for a breakout from a trend. I'm looking for a retest at the same time. And we have here as a high price demonstration 2021. This is another high. And let's see if connecting these highs have any clue, have any information. If they have nothing, then okay. We have a structure at this level. After break of structure, we have seen that that structure is evident at that level. And let's see. Okay, can be see the beginning of that structure. And that's a double top structure, a breakout from the neckline on a weekly time frame, reinforced for retest here. And after that, we have sold off in January 23. And the price returns again in September 2024. And this becomes a very strong ROS level and also a supply roof, mid-term supply roof. So we have two supply roof now, long-term and mid-term. So this one is short, the other one is a long one. So wherever price comes in, so in the future, if price, now we have got that monthly rejection, very beautiful monthly rejection on the demand floor. And we have seen the Australian dollar on yield differential rallied immediately, without wasting time. But the market remains bearish. Look at it. If you look at it from the current all-time high to where price is now, you see that AUD card, you require fewer Canadian dollar to get one Australian dollar. That is the meaning. This is the base currency. This is the quote. AUD is the base currency. Card is a quote currency. And these are the rates at which a Canadian, if a Canada man, yeah, somebody in Canada, you carry money from Canada, you go to Australia, you want to exchange. This is what you will get. You carry this one and get one Australian dollar. The market closed at 0.89214. So this is what you get to go and carry one Australian dollar. So it favors those in Canada because of the currency depreciation. AUD is depreciating in CAD, and you can see it's going down. But we are seeing market is rallying, and we could see this market reclaim $1 mark. I'm sorry to say it, we could see it based on interest rate differential. And if monetary policies continue to move as anticipated, we could see carry traders holding on and expecting that the interest will continue to be the way it is. So it's something to understand that you know business of currency trade comes with reasonable risk. Comes with reasonable risk. So the Reserve Bank of Australia, I think at the moment, is prioritizing economic slowdown concern over inflation, signaling potential for that easing. While Canada mixed CPI in the month of April, 0.1 mm headline versus rising core matrix complicates Bank of Canada monetary policy decision. So AUD traders must monitor Canadian data prints. We had a very fantastic news yesterday on CAD, and we have seen CAD rally against the USD. When that news was released by Bank of Canada, we have seen a Bank of Canada smashing United States dollar and close in a bearish footnote. And I think AUD is really holding on. Let's see if we got other structure on a monthly time frame, and they were not on weekly. I'm finding structure. It's my first time to look at AUD cards. So I'm finding a little bit. Let's see. What are we looking for? The pair is bearish. I'm looking for a sell opportunity or a buy opportunity, whichever one. So I think I found a structure here on on a weekly time frame. So you see that bearish part was defined clearly from here, from this price action, March. After price broke out from that demand structure, price came back here, retested, and we have seen a significant drop. So what we want to see right now is that price has created a very strong psychological support resistance structure in a form of ascending trend line. And it's now serving as my litmus test. I want to see price break and return back to this structure. Then we look at economic data supporting it, if we can continue to trend up or not. But look at what price has done at this level. Very beautiful structure. Very, very beautiful structure. You can see it. Let me shade it more. We have here a double top structure, breakout retest. Price came back, broke the supply roof, returned here on a W structure and bought, and the return back respected the structure, making it a psychological ascending trend line. We have a breakout structure followed by another retest. And you have seen that very beautiful AUD card. Very beautiful. You see, sometimes it's good to always chart every pair randomly. You can never tell a chart that is ready for. You see, trading takes time. Trading takes time. It might take 3 months, 4 months for trade to marinate. So getting stuck to one pair shows that you are not ready to grow. So every trader must make out time. You might have your area of specialty, but randomly focus your knowledge on everything that is tradable in the market. The reason is that if you find a setup that is correct, of course, you don't need to isolate yourself from it. Some people say they trade only AUD JPY. Some say they trade only USD JPY. Such nonsense does not exist in the financial market. What you trade is setup. It's not what you are trading. What you trade is the right setup. So if you have a right setup on UJ, you trade it. If you have a right setup in EU, you trade it. If you have a right setup in GA, you trade it. GCAD, you trade it. NZD USD, NZD ZAR, whichever one. The most important thing is the setup ready? If the setup is ready, you go ahead, swing into action. Because if you limit yourself to one thing, chances are very high you always be in a bad trade. It takes time for trade to mature. Look at this trade. Look at this trade, for example. Look at this AUD card. Look at how long it took for price to return here. The last time it came here was 2020. 4 years later, it returned here. Can you imagine? Very ridiculous after 5 years. 5 years of waiting. There are institutional traders who are waiting here, and the moment he came here, they placed their buy bet. They placed their buy bet and look at how much they are in profit. So we continue to chart everything. Our trading strategy is to focus on finance, whatever that is finance, crypto, stocks, commodity, whatever it is, because you can never tell when a market will be matured. It takes time for market to mature. It takes time. And if you know it, you know it. It takes a whole lot of time. So now I found a structure. So what we'll see in the future is if we manage to break this structure, then we might likely go up. So this is a buy confirmation. If we break this structure, we might likely retest here again. And if we break it, then we are going up. So most likely at this stage, you begin to see AUD card attempting to reclaim the $1 mark. But from where price is now, I think the bears are holding the market actively. And let's see if we have a descending trend line. And that will also be a gauge on a weekly time frame. Let's get down to daily time frame for clearer perspective. So on the daily time frame, I have a structure, and the price is playing on the descending trend line, indicating that CAD will continue to be on the sell side until we have a clear breakout. And if you look at that price on May, this is the advantage of charting multiple. These are trades that are very easy, a sweet win, but oftentimes traders ignore it and focus on one thing. Please, we have to stop this thing, focusing on one thing. Diversify. The more you diversify, the more you are more profit oriented. Look at this, a free trade. On a technical, you have a two descending trend line here. When price return here, do you need anybody to tell you this is a sell? After price breakout from here, peak liquidity from the bottom, that lasted after 5 years. It took 5 years for price to return to this area of demand. And price have returned here. And we came here April 2025, and price returned here May, and it sold. It didn't just sell because there's a descending trend line. So price was respecting that descending trend line. It was respecting it. And you have seen that price slump from there. And we look at it again from another perspective. You will see here that there was always a signal. There will always be a signal to what price want to do. And if you look at the structure from here, look at the structure, you will see the signal was there on a daily time frame. You can see that structure on a daily time frame clearly stating that potential buyback on the descending trend line, acting as dynamic support. Every time price comes to that floor, it's a buy. So we create a temporary pattern on this level, and the price is respecting it, and they're respecting it, and price ultimately came here and have bought back. So I think what will happen is that AUD card will continue to sell at the moment. And if you look at it again on a daily time frame, you see it's a breakout here. And what I see, price will go back here now. After retesting it, you will see AUD card still continue to go down. It will continue to go down. It will continue to do that, do so. It will. But you see, market is unpredictable. If the market breaks out from this structure, then it's a buy confirmation, hoping that we'll challenge here. So we watch out for breakout of this descending trend line. If price breaks away from here, then you buy. But at the moment, the market is in a sell zone. It's under supply, right? This is a supply roof. This is a demand floor. I have updated a supply roof recently. It's expected that price will continue to come down, but it's not necessary every time. But just bear in mind that price will continue to go down. After breakout from this, a few consolidation on daily, you see price has broken out. So we want you to go back into retest and continue to sell. So that is what the structure is saying, Shavyfxhub. So that's what we have, and very beautiful structure, very beautiful, very beautiful. I love that structure. Very, very beautiful. You know. So that's what we have for now.